Dear Starseed from Gaia, the moment you see him, something ancient in you will remember before a single word is spoken, before a name is exchanged. Your soul will already know. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I am delivering this transmission directly from the reunion guides, who have been holding the sacred coordinates of your divine union across lifetimes, across dimensions, and across the silence of your longest nights apart. This is not coincidence. You did not stumble here. Your heart called this message in with the precision of someone who has waited long enough and is finally ready to receive what was always meant for them. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to recognize your divine counterpart, not through logic, not through hope, but through the unmistakable knowing that arrives before the mind can interfere. But here is the first revelation. Recognition between twin flames does not begin in the eyes. It begins in the chest. It is a sudden stillness, a homecoming, an ache that feels like relief. You will not need to wonder if it is him. The wondering will be gone. Only knowing will remain. This is not content. This is a transmission. Something in your soul is ready to remember what separation made you forget. The reunion guides have brought you to this exact moment, because the next chapter of your twin flame journey requires you to stop searching and start trusting what your heart has already recognized. Like this transmission to affirm to the universe, my heart is ready for divine love. Subscribe if you are on the twin flame path and aligning with sacred union. Comment 1111 if you feel your heart awakening to divine truth right now. And share this with someone who is waiting for him without knowing they already carry his soul signature in their heart. This is not just a message, it is a moment of divine intervention. Your soul has been waiting for this guidance. Your heart knows why you are here, and that recognition, that instant, wordless knowing is not something your mind invented. It is something your soul remembered. Because the truth is, most people spend their entire lives searching for love in the wrong direction. They look outward, scanning faces in crowds, swiping through images on glowing screens, measuring compatibility on the superficial surface, hoping that if they just find the right combination of qualities, the perfect puzzle piece, something will finally click into place. But you are not most people. You came into this life carrying something far older than memory, something etched into the very fabric of your being. A frequency, a signal, a sacred imprint of a love that your soul has already known. A melody it hummed in the cosmic nursery before time began. And the moment you encounter its echo again in human form, every layer of you, from the deepest root of your spirit to the subtlest whisper of your intuition, responds before a single word is spoken, before a conscious thought can form. It's the recognition of a long-lost home, a homecoming for the soul. What you just felt, that quiet ache, that bittersweet pang mixed with an unmistakable sense of recognition, is not sadness. It is your frequency, your soul's unique vibration, remembering what it came here to receive, what it has always been yearning for. It's the cosmic tuning fork resonating with its perfect match. If this transmission has stirred something within you that you cannot quite name, a feeling that dances on the edge of understanding, know that the divine love frequency code was written for this exact, pivotal moment in your journey. It is a profound gift, containing 5 sacred Arcturian transmissions, ancient cosmic transmissions designed with divine precision to dissolve the energetic wounds that are blocking your divine counterpart and to activate the luminous signal that will draw them irresistibly closer. The link to this transformative code is in the first pinned comment, but remember, time is a fluid concept, and this opportunity will only remain accessible for a short while, a fleeting window for profound alignment. Now, let me tell you what no one else has been honest enough to say, what the world often glosses over in its rush to find external solutions. The reason you have not yet fully arrived into that sacred union, the reason recognition, without the sweet embrace of reunion, has been your experience, is not because the love itself is missing from the universe. It is not that your destined love is somehow absent or unavailable. It is because something deep within you, a part of your inner landscape, is still holding a door shut, not from stubbornness, not from a conscious choice born of defiance, and certainly not from failure. It is from wounds so ancient, so deeply ingrained, so quiet in their persistent hum, that you have mistaken them for the very essence of your personality. You have looked at the protective layers, the hardened shell you built for survival, and believed that the armor was the self. And that is precisely where this sacred journey begins. Not with the frantic search for someone outside yourself, but with the profound and tender remembering of who you are when no one else is in the room, when all the external validation and expectation falls away. Most souls who walk this path carry an invisible wound at the very center of their heart. It is a belief, buried deep beneath the layers of years of longing and repeated disappointment, a silent whisper that love of that profound, soul-shaking magnitude is not actually meant for them. That it exists, yes, in theory, like a myth or a fairy tale. That others find it, perhaps, in their fortunate lives. But that for them, there is always something in the way, an invisible barrier, some reason it hasn't manifested, some subtle, unnameable flaw they feel acutely whenever they are alone, a hollow echo in the quiet moments. And so, they move through life in a state of perpetual waiting, but not quite believing, hoping, but always bracing for impact, opening their hearts slightly, cautiously, only to pull back the moment something feels too real, too close, too intensely possible. It's like dipping a toe into warm water, only to recoil from the perceived threat of immersion. This is not weakness. This is the wound speaking, the ancient echo of past pain. And it has been speaking, softly or shouting, for a very, very long time, shaping your reality from the shadows. The Arcturian transmissions beautifully describe this persistent pattern as a closed frequency loop. It is a heart that genuinely, deeply desires divine union, yet unconsciously broadcasts a signal of incompleteness, of not yet readiness, a silent plea that says, please come, but not too close, not too soon. And because love at this divine level operates on the subtle currents of energetic resonance rather than the fleeting sparks of surface-level attraction, what arrives in response to that signal is never quite the thing the soul is truly aching for. It is always something close, a near miss, something that offers lessons, something that mirrors the wound rather than the wholeness. And the loop continues, an endless cycle of relationship after relationship, longing after longing, until the soul finally, profoundly understands that the signal must change before the desired arrival can truly manifest. That is precisely what this entire message is here to unlock. The first key is the worthiness unlock, and it is perhaps the most sacred and profoundly overlooked of all the keys. Before your divine counterpart can truly recognize you, before they can feel the undeniable pull of your soul's true frequency, you must believe not just with your intellect, not as a fleeting thought, but in the very marrow of your being, in the deepest chambers of your spirit, that you are unequivocally worthy of a love that matches the immense depth of your soul. This is not about arrogance, not about boasting or an inflated ego. This is not about seeking perfection. It is about the gentle, yet firm, dissolution of the ancient, unspoken agreement your younger self made when love first disappointed you, when your heart was first bruised. The agreement that whispered, if I make myself smaller, easier, less intense, less needing, if I dim my own light, then maybe, just maybe, I will be accepted. Maybe I will be kept. And you have been carrying that agreement, that silent contract of self-diminishment, for so long that it no longer feels like a choice. It feels like the immutable truth of who you are, but it is not. It is the scar tissue of a heart that learned, through painful experience, to protect itself. And that scar tissue must be carefully unwound gently, consciously, with boundless compassion for the younger self who made that pact before the door to sacred union can truly open from the inside. When this key turns, something fundamental shifts in your energetic field. It's a subtle yet profound transformation, difficult to describe in words but impossible to miss in its effect. You stop performing lovability, the frantic effort to be appealing, and you begin to genuinely embody it, radiating it from your core. You stop measuring your intrinsic worth by who stays and begin to recognize, with quiet certainty, that only those truly aligned with your authentic frequency were ever meant to remain in your orbit. You begin to take up the full, glorious space of yourself, without apology, without shrinking. And that fullness, that grounded, unhurried, self-possessed presence, is one of the most magnetically powerful states a soul can occupy. It does not repel love. It is a beacon that calls it forward, drawing it into your reality like a moth to a flame. The second key is the mirror recognition, and it's a powerful reframe. It's the profound understanding that your divine counterpart does not arrive to complete you, to fill a void you desperately need filled. Rather, they arrive to reflect back to you the incredible distance you have already traveled, to mirror the wholeness you have already cultivated within yourself. This distinction is everything. When the soul is still operating from a place of perceived incompleteness, it unconsciously magnetizes relationships that feel consuming, destabilizing, even addictive, in a way that mimics profound depth, but is actually desperation, meeting desperation. There is intensity there, certainly. There is undeniable chemistry, but there is not peace. There is not the quiet, soul-deep recognition of two whole beings consciously choosing each other from a place of genuine freedom and sovereign self-love. That kind of union, the sacred, soul-level kind, can only emerge when both individuals have done enough of their own vital inner work that they are no longer unconsciously seeking a rescuer, a fixer, or a mirror for their unhealed pain. Instead, they are seeking a companion for their wholeness, a partner to walk alongside them in shared existence. And you cannot call that kind of conscious partnership into your life until you have begun to embody that wholeness yourself. When this key turns, you stop falling in love with potential and begin to recognize and be drawn to true resonance, the soul-level hum of alignment. You stop confusing turbulent drama with authentic passion and begin to understand that real, enduring depth does not have to hurt. You start to keenly notice the subtle yet crucial difference between someone who ignites your old wounds and someone who genuinely honors and supports your becoming. And you find, perhaps for the very first time, that you can be in the presence of love without losing yourself within it, without dissolving into another's energy. The third key is the karmic release, and this one, more than any other, requires immense courage, because every soul on this path, every single one of us, is carrying energetic agreements, invisible threads, from relationships that were never meant to last eternally. These connections, though finite, were sacred in their purpose, deeply transformative, genuinely loving in their own way, serving a vital role in our soul's evolution, but they have run their course. And yet, the energetic threads remain, like phantom limbs, not because the relationship continues in the physical realm, but because the heart has not fully released what it meant, what it represented, the grief that was never completed, the sorrow that was never fully processed, the hope that was never officially, consciously surrendered, the story that kept you tethered to a version of love that has already served its highest, most potent function. These are not chains of punishment, but karmic cords, like unfinished emotional conversations between souls who taught each other something utterly irreplaceable, something essential for growth, and they must be consciously, intentionally closed before the next, destined chapter can fully open. When this key turns, you feel a weight lift from your energetic being, a burden that you had grown so accustomed to carrying that you no longer even noticed its presence. You stop compulsively visiting the past to measure and critique the present. You stop comparing every new, budding connection to a relationship that ended years ago, a relationship that belongs to a different season of your life. You allow what has passed to be complete, honored, integrated, and consciously released. And in that powerful release, you energetically clear the space, creating an open invitation for an arrival that could never have fit or manifested while you were still holding the door of the past open, even just a crack. The fourth key is the divine timing surrender, and this is perhaps the most misunderstood principle of the entire sacred union journey, because surrender, in this context, does not mean giving up. It does not mean becoming passive, indifferent, or detached from what you profoundly desire. It means releasing the death grip of your own, limited timeline. It means trusting that the sequence of events leading to your union possesses an intelligence far greater, far more intricate, than your mind's insistent insistence on when and how and why it hasn't happened yet. The universe is not withholding your destined love from you. It is meticulously preparing the conditions within you, within your counterpart, within the intricate circumstances of both your lives for a meeting that will actually hold the sacred weight of what your souls came here to build together. A premature union, one that arrives before the individuals are fully ready, is not a blessing. It is a beautiful thing in the wrong season, destined to wither before it can bloom. And your soul, even when your logical mind protests and frets, understands this truth on a primal level that does not require your conscious agreement. When this key turns, the frantic urgency softens, not because the desire disappears, but because a profound sense of trust begins to replace the gnawing panic. You begin to read the pauses, the apparent delays, as preparation rather than punishment. You begin to see the solitude not as abandonment, but as the sacred, fertile space in which you are becoming the person your counterpart is also being meticulously prepared to meet. And in that process of becoming, something truly extraordinary happens. You start to genuinely enjoy the journey of your life, rather than merely enduring it, waiting for it to begin. You begin to live fully and vibrantly in the present moment, rather than in perpetual anticipation of a future you keep trying to force into being against the natural flow of existence. The fifth key is magnetic embodiment, and it's the understanding that divine love does not respond to desperate longing. It responds to radiant resonance. There is a specific frequency that exists within you, the frequency of your truest, most healed, most expanded self, that is the exact vibrational match for your sacred counterpart. Not the you who is waiting and hoping and quietly afraid, but the you who is already living in alignment with your soul's deepest purpose. The you who has consciously chosen healing over the repetition of old patterns, growth over comfort, authentic presence over energetic performance. That version of you is not a distant future state. It is accessible right now, in this moment. And every choice you make to live from that elevated frequency, to honor your divine vessel, to follow your genuine, unadulterated joy, to speak your truth without apology, to create and give and express from the deepest wellspring of your being, every single one of those choices amplifies your signal. You become louder in the most sacred sense, more discoverable, more vibrantly alive. And love, which has always been oriented toward you, finally has a clear, open, and undeniable frequency to follow home. When this key turns, the entire quality of your energy shifts in a palpable way. People sense it before you have even uttered a word. There is a warmth and a groundedness emanating from you that draws others forward naturally, not from a place of performance or calculated charm, but from genuine, unshakable wholeness. And somewhere in the vast field of all possible connections, a soul who has been diligently doing their own version of this same profound inner work feels the unmistakable shift in your signal and begins to move in your direction, drawn by the magnetic pull of your authentic light. The sixth key is the separation wisdom, and it's crucial for navigating the often painful stages of the soulmate or twin flame journey. Because if you have experienced the peculiar, soul-shattering grief of recognizing someone with an intensity that shook you to your core, and then subsequently losing them to distance, circumstance, or the cruel hand of timing, you know that no ordinary framework of heartbreak can truly contain that kind of profound pain. Twin flame separation, in whatever form it takes, be it physical distance, emotional estrangement, or the painful silence of no contact, is not failure. It is the universe, in its infinite wisdom, expanding both souls simultaneously, pushing each of you into the specific growth that neither could have accessed while remaining comfortably within each other's orbit. The distance is the teaching. The silence is the assignment. And as devastating as that truth can feel in the raw middle of the experience, there is something even deeper, more potent, available on the other side of it. The understanding that what is genuinely yours, what is soul destined for you, cannot be permanently lost. It can only be temporarily paused, while something absolutely necessary within you or your counterpart is completed. When this key turns, the grief does not miraculously disappear, but its texture changes. It transforms from something that closes the heart, making it brittle and guarded, to something that deepens it, expanding its capacity for love and understanding. You stop interpreting the separation as evidence of your unworthiness or inadequacy, and start receiving it as profound evidence of how serious the universe is about getting this union absolutely right. You stop desperately rushing toward reunion and start consciously completing the inner work that the separation was always designed to catalyze. And in that profound completion, you become ready in a way that nothing else could have possibly prepared you for. Ready for the true essence of the union. The seventh key is the reunion readiness, and this is the one that most souls miss, even when they are standing at the very threshold of it. Because the door to sacred union, remember, opens from the inside. Your divine counterpart, however ready they may become on their end, cannot enter a heart that has not yet fully unlocked and opened from within. And this final unlocking is not a dramatic, earth-shattering event. It is a quiet, profound settling. A moment, or perhaps a series of quiet moments, in which you look at your own life, your own healing journey, your own becoming, and you recognize with absolute clarity that you are no longer the person who needed to be loved by another in order to feel whole. You are someone who is already whole, who chooses love from that place of inherent wholeness, who is genuinely ready to receive without conditions, without testing, without the ancient armor still strapped across your chest. That deep, settled readiness is its own form of sacred signal, a beacon of vibrational alignment, and it is the one the universe, in its infinite patience, has been waiting for. Here is what absolutely needs to be said now, and said clearly, with unwavering truth, because you have waited long enough and carried this truth within you long enough to deserve the whole, unvarnished story. You are not unlovable. You have never been unlovable. You came into this life carrying a frequency so specific, so precise, so fundamentally incompatible with the ordinary, superficial connections that most people settle for, that many of the relationships you moved through were never going to satisfy the deepest longings of your soul, not because you asked too much, but because you came here to experience something extraordinary, something that most people do not even know is possible. And the loneliness you have felt, that particular, aching brand of aloneness that exists even in rooms brimming with people, even inside relationships that looked perfectly correct from the outside, that loneliness was never emptiness. It was resonance in waiting. It was your soul's frequency, already knowing the profound difference between what is deeply aligned and what is merely superficial, refusing to fully settle, even when every other part of you was exhausted enough to compromise. Every relationship that did not last was not a failure. It was completing something vital within you, clearing a layer of the wound, dissolving an ancient karmic agreement, teaching you something irreplaceable about yourself that you could not have learned in any other way. Every moment of heartbreak was not evidence that love had abandoned you. It was the clearing of sacred space, the removal of what was never meant to be permanent, so that what is truly meant to be permanent could finally find its rightful place. You were not failing at love. You were being profoundly refined by it, like gold purified by fire. And your divine counterpart, wherever they are in their own unique journey right now, is being refined as well. They are doing their version of this essential work, moving through their own set of keys, dissolving their own unique wounds, becoming the version of themselves that is capable of meeting you at the precise level your soul requires. The separation between you is not an absence, it is preparation. It is the universe working on both sides of the energetic connection simultaneously, aligning circumstances, completing vital lessons, and waiting with infinite, divine patience for the moment when both signals are clear enough, strong enough, and open enough to finally find each other without any obstruction. Tonight, if you are truly willing, place your hand gently over your heart, not as a mere ritual, not as a performance for an unseen audience, but as a genuine, heartfelt act of self-recognition and self-love. Feel the steady, powerful rhythm of your heartbeat beneath your palm, the living pulse of your soul, and say, quietly or aloud, the words that your younger self desperately needed to hear, and that your present, awakened self is finally ready to receive. I am not behind. I am not broken. I am not too much or too little for the love I came here to know. I am exactly where my soul needs me to be. And I trust with my whole, open heart that what is truly mine is already in motion toward me. That is not wishful thinking. That is potent frequency alignment. That is the moment the signal changes, the energetic recalibration happens. And once it changes, once you genuinely shift from a state of waiting to one of embodying, from hoping to trusting, from longing to becoming everything in the energetic field around you, begins to reorganize itself in response to your elevated vibration. Before you close this window, take one moment to do something that truly matters. Drop one clear intention in the comments below, something true, something that resonates from the actual center of your heart journey, not a performance, not a summary of what you just heard, something real, something from your soul's depths. And then, Take just 30 seconds to read what someone else has written and offer them something genuine in return. A single word, a simple recognition, an acknowledgement that their journey is also seen, also sacred, and also important. This space is not an audience. It is a sacred field of connection, and the healing that happens when hearts genuinely witness each other in a place like this is something the cold logic of algorithms was never designed to measure. If this transmission has reached something deep within you, if it has stirred a recognition that resonates, do not let it stop here. Someone in your life is moving through their own version of this ache right now quietly, perhaps alone, without the language to articulate what they are feeling. Share this with them, not as mere content, as an act of profound care. And if something in your chest whispered to stay, if some quiet, knowing part of you recognizes this as the space you have been searching for, then stay. Subscribe. Be an active part of what is unfolding here, because this is only the beginning of what is being transmitted, and the souls who are ready for this frequency deserve to receive all of it. You are not just watching, you are awakening, and you are not doing it alone.